How's it going, you lovable bunch of weirdos? I'm here today with a little bit of a different video, taking a sidestep from Pokemon and everything else that I normally do. Going to do a little bit of a peek behind the curtain on a game that I've played for a very, very long time. Not this particular version, but World of Warcraft is a game that I've played since I was a very young child. Started back in 2007 when TBC was released. Played all the way up to the most recent content. Got bored with the recent content on the actual World of Warcraft game. So I started looking into private servers, played a load of different private servers, until I came across this one. There's a video already on my YouTube about it. It was just a random pug raid I did, Gruul's Lair, which is up on the channel. So I thought I'd go into a little bit of the differences. So you create your account, you download the client. It's got its own separate client. It's an all private server. There's no pay subscription, anything like that. There are pay elements to it and paywalls to it for certain things, but not to play the game. So if you just wanted to get in and play the game, you can. So starting off, you get two different realms you can choose from. So you've got Alar or Area 52. So Alar is your base game, so that's just vanilla WoW. So 1 to 60, that's all it is.
Yeah, you play it.
Area 52, which is free pick, is 1 to 70, so it's TBC. So it's kind of my home away from home. It's what I grew up playing when I was a young kid, and the game I love playing the most. You can have all the up-to-date sort of graphics, or if you want to feel really at home and back in the realms of 2007, you can have the old style graphics too. So one of the big differences from retail WoW and the Seasons of Mastery and everything else that they're doing is this is classless. So yeah, you've got all your different races. You've got human, dwarf, all of them for TBC, but you don't choose any classes for the game. So you don't go and choose warrior, paladin, mage, no, or whatever, anything like that. It's all about you building your own class. So I chose Alliance just because I played Alliance when I was a young person and decided it'd be a good idea. In retail, I played Horde just because that's where everybody I knew played Horde and all my friends played Horde. So I chose to play Horde instead. So you've got all the same customization options as you would for retail. So I'm not going to put anything in particular. I should pop that on the end. So we can start. So once you've created your character, you've got your setup. Well, it doesn't say what type of character we are. We've got my main at the minute, which I'll talk about probably in another video, but I just want to go over the basics. So if we enter into the world, all the old TBC loading screens, even says the Burning Crusade on it. Really, really, really good. The art styles are really good as well. It's all what I remember when I was younger. You've got all the intros stuff, all the intro quests and starting zones, but there are a few little differences which I'll show you as we get in.
I know, I can't draw.
Once the game gets loaded. So yeah, I'm just going to skip this just because we all know this stuff. So within the client itself, there are built-in add-ons you can have. You can pre-install this bartender, stuff like that. There's all your tutorials as well for newcomers who's never played the game before. And I can just minimize all them because I've done all that before. So I need to move my bartender and profile. I'll just copy it from there just because I can. So notice no spells, nothing. There's no spells. I've also got a mana bar. I've got the energy bar and the rage bar from your rogues and from your warriors. Also these two floating books here. So you can choose your build essentially. This is the big part of it. This is the unique side of Ascension, is the fact that you build what you want your character to be. So you can have ultimate hybrid builds. So you can choose your primary stats. So what you're going to focus on: spirit for healer, internet for casters, Obviously, you got agility for melee DPS, strength for tanks, and some DPS builds will also choose strength as well. And then you've got all your different classes from the World of Warcraft games. So essentially what you do for the first 10 levels is you'll go in, you've got ability essences which you can't see because my camera's in the way, so I'll move myself up. So you've got ability essences down in the very bottom here, and you start off with 9. So each one which is grayed out you can choose from, and it'll tell you the cost and the level requirement. So obviously if I go further down to like Cyclone, that goes 4 ability essence, but I need to be level 70. So you can choose obviously certain ones, so stuff like your Tame Beast for hunters, they cost a lot more. Tame Beast is 6. And you get certain ones as well, like your Conjures, so like your Conjure Water, Conjure Food, they're only 1 because they're buffs. So it's about getting in and finding out what you find is the most fun. Once you get in, you choose a build. I tend to go for, especially for leveling, it's normally ranged builds. So Frost Mage is quite a good one, where you'll spec around the Frost Mage talent trees, and just because you get a lot of haste reductions and stuff like that. Another good element of this is that you get the Hero Architect.
I just can't wait till you come down in it.
So I'll move myself back down here. So these are community builds. So these are ones what people have already chosen, already played through, and they go, yeah, this is a good build. This will get you from level 1 to 70 or 1 to 60. And you essentially go through, and it'll, if you choose the build, it will prefix it all for you. So you don't have to make any choices, you don't have to go through and put any of your talent points in, all that sort of stuff, it will all do for you. So if I wanted to activate this Frostbolt leveling spec, if I hit choose this build, move across it off, it's already pre-filled and already preset my spells for me, so it's put them all on my action bars. So if I move them around, make it a bit more comfortable, it's there. And then it shows up in your spellbook as well. So obviously, going back from back in the day when you level up and you get a rank up in your spells and stuff like that, obviously if you're going to be a really hybrid like character where you're going to be one in your shaman tree, one in your warlock tree and stuff like that, you're not going to want to run around to all the different like move tutors to give you the new moves and give you the new ranks. So they have these which you can buy from the actual store, because there's an in-game store on there which costs real money. That's completely up to you. Or you can find these floating around. Lots and lots of people, especially in capital cities, you'll see these floating around all the time. And all you've got to do, you don't have to be part of a party or anything like that. You can go to right click. If you just select your filter for what's available, and the training's free. It's the same with your Artisans Books. So these are the books of Artisan, and they're the books of Ascension. So the books of Artisan will give you, and you can choose what skills you want, what profession you want, just so you can start with it from level 1 and go all the way through. And your book of Ascension gives you new spells, and you get marks of Ascension as well, because you can go through the game and there's a prestige mode to it. And there's also, if you see this guy here, Stony Tark, he's a game mode selector. So if you fancy a bit of a challenge, if you want to, I don't know, put yourself to the test a little bit more, there are different options you can choose. So one I've tried before, and it's really, really hard, is Iron Man Challenge. Not the Iron Man Challenge, sorry, the Nightmare mode. So in the Nightmare mode, you take 500% increased spell damage and 300% increased physical damage, and you can't get any assistance from anybody else who's not in the Nightmare Challenge. So once you're in it, you're in it. If you die, it is game over. There's no spirit healer, there's no res running or anything like that. It is, you are dead. You'll be kicked out of the game. That is it. You have something very similar in Ironman mode. You get no grouping, no mail trading or auctions, no profession experience, no refer friend boost, no dying. 1 life, make it count. So, upon reaching level 70, completing the Ironman challenge, you'll be awarded the Ironclad Warwolf mount. So all of these give mounts as a reward. So if you do the Nightmare mode, I think this is the Uncorrupt Void Wing it gives you. I think with the Nightmare mode, no, the Nightmare mode you can die and respawn, because I've done it before, but it's seriously hard. It's very, very particular about your build and how you take things on.
If you do this one,
And if anyone does it, and I've seen people achieve it, it's really, really impressive. There's wildcard mode as well, or draft card. So wildcard mode is, it'll give you an option. So if we select wildcard mode now, then we go for the Dice of Destiny.
I'm meant to be an elephant.
It's randomly rolled my spells for me.
It's a truck.
So it's giving me Tame Beast, and all the others what accompany it, Beast of Law, and then Stone Skin Totem. If I'm not happy with that, I can just roll again. And what do I get? So I've got,
Whatever you do, don't leave, though.
it's underneath my camera, but I'm not going to move it. So I've got Battle Stance, Defensive Stance, Backstab, and Thunderclap. And you can just keep re-rolling until you're comfortable, until you get something that you're happy with. This one's not too bad. Well, it is and it isn't. I've got Bearform, Moonfire, Curse of Agony, and Lightning Shield. Not a bad little tanky build. Or we can go to Draft Mode, which in Draft Mode is really good. Let me just see if I can get out of Wildcard Mode. No, it won't let me out of it. No, it selected it. So in Wildcard Mode, so it'll give you a choice of three spells to choose from, up to 4. And every 2 levels from level 10, it will give you a new choice of spell, so a new choice of 1 of 3. And you keep going from there. It's based on what you pick, basically makes your build, and you can go from there. So I've just re-rolled again. I've got Lightning Bolt, Auto Shot, Healing Wave, and Demon Skins. That's not a bad ranged, like a nice little range build. So yeah, once you get a little bit further into it, so I'm going to log out of this character now, because there's one I've literally just created just for this video. So you'll go through and you'll start questing. The XP is nice and sort of generous in comparison to how it was back in the day, where it was a proper grind getting anywhere. So they're quite generous, but they also offer XP buffs, which you can buy either from the auction house, or you can buy from the actual in-game client itself, because they have their own store. If you get to go into all that, and like I say, you want to spend real pennies on it, you can do. They also offer boosts and stuff like that, like they do in Retail WoW. I'm in the middle of Stranglethorn Vale. I'm a tank at the moment. Hello, Mr. Man. So, if you look up here, I have quite a lot of buffs. So, if you notice, I'm a bear, I'm a druid, which I have the warrior charge, maul and swipe, some paladin stuff, some warlock stuff, lots and lots of different things. So that can take me back to Shatrath. If I go, no, I don't want that. I want to go this one. That takes me to Shatrath, that takes me to the Trade District in Stormwind. So these are all stuff I've got from buying stuff within the game. Buying little expansions and stuff like that. It adds a nice little bit of flavour to the game. It makes it a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more fun. Especially if you're like me and you're kind of bored of going through retail and doing all the same stuff and doing the LFR grinds and doing the raid grinds. Yeah, it is the same thing, but you've got that orangey element that, oh crap, my choice could screw me here, or you could have some absolutely impeccable builds. Because, I mean, the community is nice as well. Like, some of the builds you can get, so there's not just the leveling builds, there's level 60 builds. One's called How to Delete builds. And you've got level 70 builds. I've played some of the level 70 builds, and I'm not going to lie, some of them are absolutely phenomenal. Twilight Paragon Caster PvE, that is a phenomenal spec to use. I've used that one before myself. ambidextrous sword again. This one's quite a trolley one, so this one's Pokemon. So mind control, drain soul, and drain life. So yeah, just in case. And the one thing I noticed with this game as well is that the community in themselves aren't toxic. So I went back to Retail WoW about, I don't know, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks to a month ago, and I was on there for 15 minutes, and the toxicity of the people is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous, and it's been like that for a very long time, which is why it made me seek out private servers and alternatives to the retail game. So yeah, I mean, there's the hero call board, which you get, which will sort of point you in the right direction where you need to go. Then you've got the Master of Time, which is this guy, and you can buy sort of, so there's another side of it, so I'll buy these just so I can show you. So that one and that one. So with every piece of armor as you level up, they have a chance to have a enchant on them. So it's not sort of like what an enchanter in the game would skill up and get. It's sort of an extra little bonus thing which can be equipped into your armor. So some of them are quite good, some of them are really, really good, and make some classes absolutely overpowered. There's one called Crackling Lightning, which it just leaves an extra like lightning damage when you use Thunderclap, and absolutely phenomenal for tanking. Like the AoE threat build is ridiculous on it. So this one I've just got is Freedom by Death. Taking damage from your own shadow word death while affected by a crowd control effect increases your damage and healing. Fair enough. I did get another one as well somewhere. It's here. So you got green ones, which are common, obviously, all the way up to legendary. Tools of War. Each unique direct damage, physical damage grants you a stack of Tools of War, increasing your physical damage by 3%, 2% against players. Stacking up to 10 times, any non-physical damage resets all stacks. That'd be a pretty good one to have on my current build, seeing as though my current build is a Teddy, and I'm a tank. So everything I do is based on physical attacks. So some of the other things you can see on here, so in my little buffs area. So there's one here, so you've got the Aura of Experience, which again, you can buy from the auction house. You don't have to spend real life money on this. You can buy it all from the auction house, or you've got the Potion of Experience. These stack together. It makes leveling ridiculously fast. So the Aura of Experience increases experience gains from yourself and an entire party. So if you're running dungeons, it'll spread to everybody else as well. So it increases that by 200%. It doesn't stack with the Recruit a Friend experience bonus, but that's fine. It's got a 7-day timer on it, so it's not 7 days like IRL. It's 7 days in game time. And I've never got one under a day. Like under 7 days. I've never used it for over a day's time, getting from level 1 to 70. And you can tag that on with Potion of Experience, which they do have charges to them. This one isn't 7 days, unfortunately. It'd be nice if it was, but it's not. So Potion of Experience increases the amount of XP you get by killing creatures by 100%, and the quest hand-ins are an increase of 50%. Each of these flasks, they last an hour. They persist through death as well, so it's not like if you wipe in a dungeon or something like that, then it's all done for. You can't have any more. It's not the way it goes. If you die, as soon as you come back to life, it's still there. And if you can see as well, just whilst I'm running around Stormwind, there's lots of people around. There's lots of nice, friendly faces, all looking for something to do. Lots of updated mounts, so all from retail games, stuff like that. Lots and lots of different things. And all in all, a good time. So, to anybody out there who has played World of Warcraft, or played Retail WoW, or looking for something a little bit different, I do honestly suggest this. This is not a sponsored video, this is not a sponsored recording. It's just, I wanted to give some people a little peek into what I'm playing in my own time when I'm not recording, or when I'm not, when I'm not recording, I'm recording right now. So when I have downtime, from when I'm not streaming, all that sort of lovely stuff. And just to sort of show what I've been playing and what I do play. I played this over the Christmas period, along with a few other games, but this is always my go-to. If I have a particularly stressful day, this is my go-to. I'll come to this, I'll just chill out, don't really think about it, and just get in and play and have some fun. So I'm going to leave the video here. This is just a light intro to what this game is. Like I said, I know there's a video already on the channel, but it's a little bit of a peek into the background. I'll probably do more of this as somebody goes, oh, we want somebody to drop a book. So I'll just drop my book for him, because I have one on this character. The pets and stuff like that don't persist. They'll just stay on your companions list. So I've got lots of little companions. So yeah. So like I say, it's just a little bit of a peek behind what sort of things I do in my spare time and what games I play. Like I say, I'll probably do some gameplay stuff of this. Showing me getting my little tank, because I've never tanked from 1 to 70, which was my plan when I prestige, because there is a prestige mode to this. So once you hit level 70, you come and speak to Chromie, the little dude down here, and you purchase. You can get prestige items, which are all bind on account, which they're all vanity items, so it's all like all stuff you transmog, so it's all transmog stuff. But you've got the prestigious pamphlet. If you select that, it gives you a quest. What you can do is you can reset everything back down. You go back to level 1 and start again. That's if you want to. You don't have to. There's all the in-game stuff as well. There's heroics, mythics, raids, all that sort of stuff. Yes, they have even made mythic difficulty for TBC content. So there's a never-ending plethora of things to do. But like I say, stay tuned, because I'm probably going to do more recordings of this, because I like to play this game. It's fun. Like I say, the community, whoever is here, whenever I speak to anybody, they're always really, really nice. Always a good laugh. There's always stuff going on in chats, and it's always quite funny. So I'll probably get in and do some more recordings of this a little bit later. Hopefully when I feel a little bit better, because I'm not very well at the moment. So I hope you enjoyed it, found it very informative. Stay tuned, because there will be more WoW Ascension videos going up on the channel. But if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And thank you very much, you little bunch of weirdos. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.